So, Superintendent, I think it's really important that at some point in the year, I want to acknowledge the impact, I want to celebrate the impact of our building program and the role that charters have had in some of the places where the district really was challenged in building schools for some 34 years. I think it's really important that as we think about Los Angeles and as we think about the class of 32 in our kindergartners, like what does success look like for us? I'm concerned that as long as we talk about some kids getting good schools versus other kids, we're left in a lose-lose relationship. And so inside of Board District 2, it seems like there is an LAUSD that maybe is not present in the other board districts, but in my district, by and large, I have constituents that are children of low-income homes, first-generation college goers, and places where LA Unified did not spread the pain equally. So as people made choices how to deal with overcrowding that ballooned to 740,000 children at one point, we were, as a district, really struggling with just basic service. I understand that has changed. We got dollars, we built schools, but inside of Board District 2, we do have charters that have been partners for 15 years, and part of what they came to respond to is that LA Unified could not deliver on the promise of everyone have a neighborhood school of quality service. So I am interested in lifting what we've done well together, and I think LA Unified has changed over the last 2 decades. But I don't think we're at goal yet. And so we struggle, but as long as we keep it, which schools should exist without talking about achievement and service to a particular community, I'm going to tell you, when 91% of our kids are kids of color, and 80% of the kids are kids of low-income families, and many of our employees choose other options for their children besides our schools, right? We need to struggle with that. So we fund programs. We don't fund equity. And we have made gains, but we struggle. So I just want to make sure that we are aware that LA Unified caused pain. And we could look at the state of California and say, when I was born, we were 5th in the nation in per pupil funding. We went to 49th, now we're at 41. I think everybody on this board wants to see a better and stronger LA Unified. But when we're talking about my kids, when we're talking about the children that are my neighbors or my brothers and sisters or my nephews and nieces, it's a different experience. So more than anything, I think strong schools with strong culture and strong teaching does interrupt poverty. And 2 things have changed in LA Unified. One, we've built buildings, but also we have built schools that are focused on the kids in the classroom. And you don't hear leadership anymore saying kids don't want to and kids can't. But I'm concerned about just, our labor presentations are what they are and people could say whatever they want. But as a board member, I'm not interested in a particular strategy, or I'm interested in helping more children that I represent get to graduation as soon as possible. So graduation, and Ray Cortines would say graduation to what, Monica? Yes, reading and writing for everyone, but too many times adults make excuses of kids don't want to and kids can't, and we just cannot have that, right? So in my district, charter schools are not the preferred option. They are one option because LA Unified for many decades refused to share dollars and resources. And so I feel like we need to have publicly a statement around the Crawford decision and how race and class absolutely forced LA Unified to be different. Just like we hear with the Shonda Smith consent decree, right? So there are fewer children in LA County probation camps today, fewer kids on probation because schools work better. But we didn't change the kids. we changed our relationship with kids and families. And it's not one system over another. We have to figure out how to serve all kids of all abilities in all communities, in all classrooms well. And I just really think, since the majority of the kids are in the LA Unified Schools, it is important that we are mindful. We can't just extinguish charter schools alone. We have to increase the relationship in our schools so that parents want to come, so that all children can get a fair shot. And it's not just about preserving the dollars inside the system. And so I just wanted to say that as we start listening to people coming forward, expressing their preference for one system, reminding us that for a long time, LA Unified bussed out 5-year-olds. For a long time, we didn't have room for the neighborhood. And so we just have to be mindful that LA Unified doesn't have the success brand. It's an important service across all districts. But the success of LA Unified has been a demand that we are working on the east side for at least 50 years. Okay, thank you.